Yes. Soon enough, you will forget.
Hello, good evening, and welcome back to another episode of Prince William by Night, a Vampire Masquerade V5 Chronicle. I am your storyteller, Michael Walsh, otherwise known as Fentru1399 on the interwebs. Before we get started with tonight's tale, let's go around our table to our established, extremely talented players for this evening.
Hello everyone, I'm Alvester on the internet, and I am Sara Strong tonight. My name is Natalie Chapman.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Trevor Chapman here. I go by Ratneff on the internet, and I am playing Rico Suede.
Hey everybody, it's SailIrish on Twitch, and I'll be playing Javier Grillo.
Hey, Chase, Black Coffee Chase, playing Jude St. Germain.
Hello everyone, I'm Mark. You can find me at Painting Plant on Instagram, and I'm going to be playing Luke Lennox.
This evening's tale starts on the east coast of the United States, zoomed into an unnamed port on the Virginia coast, where the majority of our coterie this evening has already been chauffeured there customly. Highly expensive limousines or town cars. The only one who, it is his choice if he chose to go before or after everyone, is one Rico Suede, which we shall start with.
So Rico's Rico's driving Rosalita to the spot which he has been told to meet with Jude and the gang. He's listening to The Future is So Bright, I Gotta Wear Shades by Tim Buck-Free, and he's just cruising along, a happy little camper.
As you pull up to the main dock area, you do happen to see a couple of individuals with porcelain-style masks that are actually standing there in three-piece suits. It seems more like a masquerade than anything else. You see several cars parked out front. Some of them have drivers in them. Some of the drivers are standing out on the sidewalk, having a smoke, exchanging conversation. There's civilians that are going up and down the actual pier area, but the area that you were specifically directed to is roped off. When you do happen to pull up, what do you do with Rosalita?
I don't let valet parking park her. Where do you want her parked?
You can park anywhere along the front pier area, or you can go to the far left around the corner as one of the valets comes up to you.
Cool. I will park in a well-lit, visible spot.
As you do.
Probably double park it, but...
For everybody else's accommodations, you can either choose to still be in your vehicle, beyond the dock, or already beyond the boat. We will start with Luke.
So Luke got picked up at the Three Monkeys, so he's, I'm guessing, with Sara in the same car unless she's busy somewhere else.
No,
You
she'll be...
can if you want.
Fuck. why didn't they tell me about this? Like, I'm wearing fucking this, and people wearing suits out there.
Luke, you are always woefully underdressed.
I guess, but like this is Rico's like thing, right? This is like some weird family thing, right?
Yes, that's what I understand.
Oh well, I guess. Well, they didn't get pissed at me the last time I came dressed like this, so I'm probably okay. I'm guessing.
You went like that the last time? The last time you told me you went to see the family. I believe this is just our family.
Oh. Okay, I'll figure that out, but okay, I guess that's less of an issue then. Luke will open up the door and hold open for Sara to get out.
Sara takes Luke's hand, an offer of helping out of the vehicle.
What is Luke and Sarah's physical attires this evening?
Sara is wearing a long jacket with a dress shirt underneath and a nice pencil skirt with high heels. Her hat.
Luke's like wearing a white and like blue striped shirt, one of the kind of ones you could like buy for like $35 at like Macy's. And like a kind of the heavy black jacket he seems to always wear.
You both step out of the vehicle and you head up to the dock where an individual with another porcelain mask. And as you get closer to these attendants, it's not the same mask. They all seem to have individually placed cracks or tarnishes, and they seem to have a goldish inlay on the cracks, as in if it was physically smashed and then put back together again. Every mask is different, every mask is ornate. Even though the actual silhouettes seem extremely similar, they are different individuals. You are led up the actual pier onto the ship. It's about 65 feet long. Every window on the exterior is tinted, and there are attendants visible on port and starboard serving drinks. There are actually other individuals on the boat that you do not recognize as of yet.
So is everyone on the boat wearing a mask?
No, only
Okay.
the attendants or servers as far as you've seen so far.
Luke's
I haven't
gonna
seen anyone yet.
take a drink and sniff it.
It's champagne.
Okay, he'll start drinking it and look around, waiting for Sara to indicate what he's supposed to do here.
Let's do a little bit of housekeeping before we start getting to physical actions. Let's everybody take a rouse check, and then everybody do a secondary if they are choosing to do Blush of Life.
One success, one fail. Oh, not too hungry.
I have 2 successes, so I'm at 100.
I gain 1 hunger, and I'm not Blush of Life.
Okay.
One success, one failure, so I'm at 2.
Oh, 1 success. Oh, 2 successes. I'm at 1 hunger.
Javier, you, I'm going to assume, were custom picked up. Pull up to the front of the pier area in a nice extended town car. What is his attire for this evening?
Javier is wearing his trademark hat and sunglasses, but this evening he is wearing a red brick linen suit and brown shoes.
You step out. A valet comes and opens the door for you. They lead you down here to the main entrance. Are you doing anything specific before getting on to the boat?
Looking around, basically general wits and awareness. What seems to be the situation?
Rolling up.
Hit 3.
It's not hard to miss. At the very top of the boat, you do see two individuals who have masks on that are carrying high-powered firearms.
Excellent. Are there any other? Do I notice any other armed attendees?
Not offhand, but everybody has jackets on. So
Gotcha.
they could
Okay.
easily be packing something.
I will affix the boutonniere Miss Strong gifted me the other evening, and walk aboard.
Alrighty. Dr. St. Germain, you, stubborn as you are, had somebody actually chauffeur you in your hearse. Because you did not actually request any luxury and you actually pushed it off. However, you still have the same treatment. A valet comes up to the door. Are you wearing anything special this evening?
No, Jude's wearing exactly the same. The red coat. Although I would say like the clothes underneath are a little bit nicer, like nicer quality, nicer slacks, nicer like shined shoes, and like clearly made an effort to like do something with their hair.
Clearly. You stride on to the boat. Are you taking any actions before getting on?
Yep, going right onto the boat.
All
I
right.
probably do have a mask as well if I have to wear it.
Any specific design on it?
No, it is a very plain ash and wooden ash wood, just plain mask.
Okay. Currently, everybody is on the boat. It does take about 15 to 30 minutes before you hear a very loud horn and feel the jerk of it being cast off. Anybody who is staying on the outside on port or starboard before actually going inside would witness a type of outdoor masquerade of sorts. It's not the same type of masks, but they are ornate. It is more either half mask or individuals that have the ones with sticks, or fan of the opera style. But they're colorful, they're ornate, they're more for show. One of the individuals behind those masks has a skull that's covered in a couple of different style roses. And as he would see anybody that's still on the outer portions of the deck, he would take it off and approach you, and it is Carlisle. Evening.
Okay.
Good evening, cousin.
How are we?
Wonderful.
As you can see, Mr. Suede, we've spared no expense since this is kind of a big deal, and I do apologize. It is very long overdue.
We've had some bullshit happening in the domain. I don't blame you at all, CJ, nor do I blame Jude. You know exactly who I blame.
We have, but at the same time, your sacrifices, as you know, have not gone unnoticed at all. And we did specifically stick our necks out to have you as a standout for this evening. So I want to assure you, relax. You're off of the coast. The entire boat is covered. You shouldn't have any issues.
Do we have to wear the mask the whole time? I know this is a get together. We usually do. But...
You can do whatever you want, cousin. This is your circle.
But is it expected?
You're in charge. I'm just organizing.
Jude will reluctantly put on the mask. He knows that tone with CJ. It's like, you can do whatever you want. Oh, fuck.
You really could.
Yeah, but Jude's mind is like, like people are expecting, him to play a part in this and be social and do the stupid bullshit.
He would turn and look to Luke. I see you went shopping in somebody else's closet for your attire this evening once again.
No, I bought this one, but I wasn't expecting all this. I would have worn the suit from last time then if I knew about it.
Just know if you plan on sticking around, formalities are kind of a big thing, and I expected more out of you for your compatriot Rico over here to show him some due respect.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel like I showed up to the nightclub with tennis shoes.
I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna stick out like a sore thumb. However, you two, to my chagrin, have proven yourself to an extent. Which is, again, why we stuck out our reputations and invited you in.
And I appreciate that. A lot. So do I get a mask too, or...?
Well, you chose to prioritize off the shelf from Calvin Klein over actually making a phone call for your compatriot's event, so I would say probably not.
These masks, you get sweaty. It's hard to see fully. Like, it's not all it's cracked up to be.
Oh, I was... Well, yeah.
Sara, pleasure as always.
It's lovely to see you again.
That is quite the fitting hat.
I rather like it.
I do too. Suits you very well.
Thank you.
Everybody,
Oh,
please enjoy yourselves. Get some libations and mingle around. The festivities shall be starting shortly inside. But until then, you're free to do as you will.
Javier's going to walk directly over to Rico and extend his hand. Congratulations.
Thank you. Much appreciated. I won't shake hand accordingly.
An attendant comes around with a tray of champagne. Anyone?
Sara takes glass.
I'll take a glass just to look appropriate.
Luke will
Likewise.
grip it.
Rico?
Yeah, cheers to you, Rico.
Thank you all.
Fuck, it's my first time seeing the ocean.
It's good to get some air.
It is out there, and it is a full moon, and there's barely a cloud in the sky. At this point, you're probably 5 to 7 miles off from the coast. You can still see a city skyline, but it is slowly fading off.
How's the water?
Smooth. Nice, crisp evening. Couldn't ask for anything better.
So, is there a band or a music source anywhere in this boat?
Inside, you can hear violins and basses and a piano playing something generally contemporary.
I'm looking out over the water and I'm looking at the lights of the city. Beautiful. It's been a while since I've seen the city from afar.
Not a bad town.
Jude is like looking at their watch.
I think Jude would like us to go inside.
No, this is take your time. I am just preparing. I don't like being the center of attention.
Luke is
Carlisle
gonna.
gets pulled away by an attendant to go inside and see to certain preparations.
Luke is gonna use his enhanced sense to see if he can smell anything that smells like it has blood in it.
Let's make a roll.
Okay.
Let's do wits and awareness. Add points of Auspex.
Yep. I got 5 successes.
5
Critical.
successes. You are catching hints and wafts, but not from outside on the deck. On the actual deck area, it is seaside smells. A little too much for certain individuals, but somebody of your adventurous nature is not too distant from being on piers in your time. Inside, however, you do catch whiffs and wafts of Vitae.
Smells something good.
Smells like last time.
So, dinner should be almost ready.
Wonder if they'll let me sit at the main table this time. The
An
food's a bit
interesting point
different.
of view.
Rico's gonna wander and essentially mingle, just sort of, try to make small talk here or there, or see who or what's about,
See if we know anybody.
or don't.
You don't see too many people that super stand out. However, you could tell they definitely fits a certain stereotype that would coincide with family. One individual definitely stands out as a leopard print suit, is about 5'4", 5'5", has half of his hair onyx black, the other half completely bleached out. The end of it pulled up into a high bun, sticking up in the back of his head. Ornate jewelry adorns his hands, gold chains around his neck. Isn't afraid to show off. You wander into his conversation as he's talking with a couple of other bulky, muscular individuals you can only describe as henchmen. I got the gift to gab, and I got the gift to jab, and as soon as he came at me, he didn't know what the hell hit him. Can I help you, sir?
Good evening. How are you? I just couldn't help but notice you from afar. You are a striking figure.
I've been called worse in my time. I am Enzo. Who might you be?
I am Rico. Nice to meet you, Enzo.
Very nice to meet you, sir. He extends his hand. Several ornate, bulging rings. One of a lion's head. One of an ornate, Old English capital P on his ring finger. One of an onyx gem on his pinky. Couple rings on his thumb. One white, one purple.
I will clasp his hand appropriately and give him a good handshake.
He shakes your hand, but it seems like somebody that's trying to overcompensate. You are definitely a couple of inches taller than him at the very least. Let's do a wits and insight.
Righty then. Nope. What? I've got 200. 2 successes.
It really doesn't take more than one, but you've had your taste of meeting individuals that have what some would call a Napoleon complex. And he's definitely not afraid to puff out his chest and attempt to show off. So, I hear you are the man of the hour this evening.
That does appear to be the topic of discussion, yes.
You must be a big deal. You didn't even attempt to dress up.
I am what I am, and that's all that I am.
I noticed. So, what part of the umbrella do you crawl under?
Whatever one's available and will do me the shade from the sun.
Let me rephrase. You know, me and my associates here. If it hasn't stood out by a smell or, you know, everybody else shying away from us, they kind of treat us like pieces of shit, but we like to get our hands dirty. You might have heard of Puttanesca. So,
I'm aware of the name, yes.
when I say which part of the umbrella do you crawl from under, which portion of the family do you hail from?
I don't.
What do you mean?
I'm
You don't.
not of the family directly.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Let me get this straight. I don't mean to hate, but you're telling me they're throwing this shindig in your honor, and you're not even of blood.
Let me tell you a little secret. When you get your balls shot off for the family, they do you right.
Did you hear that, boys? He got his fucking balls shot off. I already love this fucking guy. Hey, concierge, over here. Get this man a drink. Anything he wants, on me.
You are a kind fellow.
Oh, please, don't let my reputation be tarnished. So,
Judge people by their actions, not by their word or by their name.
you got your balls shot off.
Yeah.
Can I ask by who?
Let's just call her Puta Negra and leave it at that.
Puta Negro. I like that. I like this fucking guy. He puts his hand on his shoulder. He pulls you in. This fucking guy over here. I fucking love it. I love it. What's everybody else doing?
Javier's gonna hear the commotion and cut himself a cigar, light it, and walk on over to listen, but not join.
All right. Anybody else?
I think Jude is making preparations inside for like the rest of the gathering to go off without a hitch.
Okay. Lucas, Sara?
Sarah is milling about, listening at the various conversations as they're being had, trying to understand the full dynamics of this shindig.
Luke's gonna slide up to Javier and attempt to strike up a conversation. So, Mr. Grillo, it looks like the foundry's going well. I'm wondering when I might get the armament you promised.
We can't hear you.
Once the necessary individual arrives, we were waiting on his arrival. You would notice that most of the machinery is still in crates in the warehouse and not installed.
I've noticed. The good thing, at least, is that whatever is going on there is keeping animals away, which is good, but I'd always prefer to be safe in those regards.
Yes. All things in time, Mr. Lennox.
Yes. I think I like you, Mr. Grillo. I'm glad we're looking over the same place for the family.
Yes. We do work quite well together. What do you make of that? And Javier will nod his head towards Rico and the boisterous conversation.
I don't know. Kissing up, I guess. I mean, Rico's he's like a big deal now. He's like I don't know what the hierarchy is. He's going up, right? You figure you don't throw something like this for somebody who's like just graduating.
Let's say he gets his tough guy license today.
Huh.
Where he goes from here is... I'm sorry?
Do you have your tough guy license? I mean, I don't know. I'm not...
Yes. Yes. My card was punched some time ago.
Gotcha.
Are you looking to get your card punched?
Well, doing a lot better here than I did before. I got some land. I'd like to get more. The way I see it, I get fed better here than I have anywhere else. So, yeah, I'd like to say I'd like to get that box ticked.
What is it you actually want?
I just want like something, you know, like I've been moving around a lot ever since I became like this. And I told Jude straight up, I wanted domain, I wanted territory, and I'm getting that. I want more of it. And there's one spot in Manassas I want everybody to know is mine. And that's what I want.
Seems fair.
Seems fair. I'm just asking for what I already have. I mean, no one else is there. I've been there a long time, and I deserve it.
It's an interesting perspective.
Well, those in my blood tend to have those kind of wants.
Territorial desires. Yes.
That's what they say, yeah. That's what they say.
Interesting. I'm certain they say all sorts of things about us up here.
Oh, you know, I've heard some stories around lit campfires about all kinds of things, but a lot of them are right.
Hmm. I don't often get to mingle with others from the family, but of different lines. Tonight should be interesting.
Yes. I'm hoping that you're getting whatever you're wanting.
Oh, that precedes apace, my friend. But come, I'm sure they're waiting for us.
Yeah, I can already smell it.
Sheen would shift from outside to inside. Inside, Jude is basically weighted on hand and foot by these ornate, masked individuals. Some of them are showing him certain types of tablecloth, certain types of curtains. There's some type of standing altar at the head of the ship, and it's a big circular seating arrangement on the outside. There's about 15 to 20 chairs in an audience formation on the inside facing the altar. Up at the actual altar, there's actually 6 chairs. And then standing on top of the altar, you would see a cup that resembles something kind of like this. We would also see a candle lit and burning next to it. White, and at the base of it, a red rim that has something you could perceive as very modern-esque Latin. If there's nothing else that anybody is doing outside, you can notice there are individuals starting to make their journey inside and taking seats.
And Genzo, it looks like we need to start going inside. So let's go find our placards and sit where we may.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. And he has a couple guys slapping him on the back, and they're fucking around and pushing each other. And I'm like, come on, let's fucking go. And he takes you by the back of your neck, and he's like, just fucking go. I love it. The fucking cojones on this one, you know?
Or lack thereof.
He's got fucking jokes. Everybody starts to sit, and you can notice certain groups of individuals starting to split up. The group that comes in with Rico kind of splits off and sits together, 5 or 6 individuals on their own. The opposite side of the room, you do notice a couple of taller, skinnier, paler individuals that kind of keep to themselves. Their suits seem a tad off current fashion, probably something more out of the 50s or 60s. But certain things do stand out. Facial hair is tight and trim. Hair is short, or if it is in a comb-over fashion, it's more of the Dapper Dan oiled up slick style. Things that would stand out as far as jewelry would be cufflinks, tie clips, or whatnot. Wingtips, And then there's a third group of individuals that are at the back of the room. Way older style. Robes. Hoods. The masks that you previously saw on the help have nothing on these individuals. Old as oak, ashed over, charred. The type of masks you'd probably see in a museum hanging on a wall from a foreign country. Definitely somewhere in Europe. Medieval-esque. And at the actual altar, there are one of these individuals in a crimson robe that matches the sheen of Dr. Saint Germain's jacket. The only actual skin tone that stands out is on his hands. He sits in a chair that's almost a cherry-popped wood throne with silver tips at its feet, resembling animal hooves. And at the very top, two crooked, twisted horns. The attendants start corralling people to their seats. And the 6 seats in the front have pieces of paper that are triangled off, set on the front. And it has each of our coteries' names sitting on them. You do see Carlisle speaking to a hooded individual, then he goes over to a couple of other attendants. You see Jude attending to a couple of attendants before everybody starts to take their seats. Is anybody doing anything before actually sitting down?
I would just like to make a wits and awareness of the room to see the different factions and how they are interacting with each other.
Okay.
Six critical.
This isn't Sarah's first rodeo. She's seen events that semi-resembled this, but it's different every time. It all depends on who's in charge. For this evening's entertainment, however, everybody for the most part seems to be getting along. There's not really anybody that stands out, but is trying to be a tough guy or anybody that's being a wallflower. They understand the head of the table is here this evening. And they know by reputation alone, he's not somebody, especially out on international waters, that you want to fuck around on.
Sara will stride confidently to the front.
You do have several people that actually part ways to clear a path for you. Anybody else?
Luke's gonna trail behind. He's glancing left and right, but looks more nervous and on edge than anything.
You definitely have people staring at you. However, they're giving you the same treatment that they're giving to Sara. They are parting ways. They're not showing you any disrespectful stares beyond your actual attire. But even the attendants are going out of their way specifically to make sure you have a drink in hand, that people are actually taking care of you. That definitely not the atmosphere of a family dinner.
Seeing as they've now created a line, like a hallway with people, I'm just gonna pretend that I'm on Soul Train and just dance down the aisle, like, doing my dance. Come on, great.
You do catch a couple of looks, and the Putanesca faction starts fucking laughing as they see you doing the hustle and shit. But nobody's speaking out of turn. You're free to shuffle down.
I was about to say, in fact, like, as you're doing that, I'm like murderously looking for anybody to say anything.
You don't see anybody that's remotely making a peep.
Javier's going to make a show of taking big old drag off his cigar as he's walking through the crowd up to the front, and then throwing what's left in the remaining champagne in the flute and handing that off to an attendant. But while this is proceeding, I'm trying to get a good idea of the factions to see if I can tell who's who.
Make me a intelligence and politics roll.
Three.
As stated before, Putanesca could definitely stand out as far as being boisterous and brash, but not the type that people are going out of their way to say hi to. And at the opposite end of the room, you can only presume the dapper individuals would probably be older Case Giovanni. You do have a couple of standouts that could possibly be Samedi. You do have a specific group with several individuals that are actually staring at you, but not actually making any kind of move that you would personally know from experience as harbingers. Probably a couple of scattered here and there of what a family likes to call actual ekata. Individuals that don't really fit in at a spot, but they serve loyally or begrudgingly. There is a female sitting in the front row. Pencil skirt, suit jacket on top. Almost a beehive-esque kind of hair design in shades of auburn with very thin rectangle spectacles on. Who's just minding her own business, staying silent. Nobody else really stands out to you besides the previously mentioned robed individuals and attendants.
Excellent.
Jude. Anything else?
No, I'm just observing, making sure that everyone is going to be seated, making sure that everyone's quiet, and then when I feel like there's enough, like of a pregnant pause, like an air, I will stand up and address everyone. Thank you all for gathering. We are here to induct Rico, if you would stand, into our coterie properly. Our family. Does anyone here object?
You hear dead silence, except for one sneeze and a scuff that comes out of Enzo, and he goes, "Just kidding, just kidding."
Gonna like clearly make him uncomfortable, like staring. Anyways, let's get started with the ceremony. I'm gonna approach the altar. Rico.
Carlisle stands up also, and he's on the other side of the altar, and the hooded individual stands up semi-hunched over. His hands are very gaunt. You can see veins sticking up from his skin. It's definitely older hands. More crippling in appearance, but he still has all of his faculties. He opens up a folded up piece of crimson colored cloth and starts pulling out several tarot cards, and he shuffles up a deck. And as he does, you notice that the interior lights on the boat start to dim shakingly. Everybody remains silent, and he starts pulling out the cards one by one. Eight of Cups. Queen of Swords. The Magician. The Judicator. The Fool. And he lays them spread across the table. And he holds one more card in his hand. He turns to Rico. Are you sure you want to know what is behind this card?
Yes.
Turns it around. You are the Seven of Wands. You know this visage well. Do you not?
Yes.
Now is the time to know. You have any doubts or reservations, this is the time to turn and run.
No. I'm here. I'm in.
No one will think any less of you.
I would.
Once you enter this family, there is no getting out. As he says this, Carlisle turns and he looks at Luke's expression. This family comes before everything. Your sire, your children, your clan, your bloodline. God forbid you get injured, staked, captured by Inquisition, mutilated beyond repair, down on your luck. Family takes care of you. If you have a problem, you bring it to this man, and he points your card at Jude. You bring it to him, he brings it to his council, and thus forward. He lays your card down. Approach the altar.
Rico approaches with much more deference and reverence than you honestly thought he could muster.
Extend your hand.
Extend my right hand.
The open palm that you see that comes out from the robe sleeve, cracked, brittle hands that could easily be mistaken out of an Egyptian mummy movie. Almost flaking off at any sudden movement. Slides under your hand. The other hand, a pin with a red ring at the end of it. He holds over the open flame for about 30 seconds. He plucks it into the end of your index finger. Will your blood, child, bring it forward?
I do. First, arouse the blood check.
Rouse it up.
I succeed. I do
The
not
finger
get
starts to produce a bulb of crimson at the end of it. You may take your hand back now. He picks up the cup in the center of the altar. He lights your card on fire. May you serve in hell if you ever betray the family. Tu familia, circle of scarlet is one. He takes the actual card, puts it into the cup, and extends the cup to you.
I take the cup.
He takes your hand that has the blood on it. He puts the finger around the rim of it until it's coated in your blood. He takes the cup back. Coterie progenitor, please step forward. And he turns to look at Jude.
Yeah, step forward.
He takes out the same pin, holds it over the flame. Extend your hand.
Give him my hand.
He plucks it into your index finger. Please rouse. Will your blood forward.
Get him aroused. Yep, will the blood.
He squeezes the bulb of crimson, comes out of yours. He takes your finger, puts it around the rim over his. May he serve in hell if he betrays you. Tu familia, circle of scarlet is one. Releases your hand. Puts the cup back in the center of the altar. You two may sit.
Sit back down.
You both watch. Smoke rises from the cup as the card finishes completely burning out. May this be an example to all of you going forward in on life. We are now on the one unit, one mind. Our previous dalliances need not take hold of us. We are stronger together. Together, we shall persevere. Brother Rico into the circle of scarlet. Everybody stands up, starts applauding. The attendants start coming around with more trays. And that is the ceremonial end of the events, it seems, as the music starts to chime up once again. People stand up, are giving...
Pause right quick, be like, that was the formal, and may I get a glass of blood?
But of course,
Here's
he waves over to an attendant that brings over a chalice to you.
My informal ceremony, and I'll take a sip of it and of blood, and then I will hand it to Rico.
I will sip as well.
Then I will hand him his own mask.
I will don said mask.
Would you mind describing anything special that stands out about him?
You got a feeling that a lot of time went into carving and painting, and the threads, like the lace, is like actually, if you look close, like embroidered with like black roses. Like it's very ornate, very detailed, and you don't think you could have bought this anywhere.
I am truly honored.
Well then, let's enjoy the rest of the party.
Everybody continues to shake hands and thanks, patting each other on the back. You, Rico, have several individuals that come up to you extending hands, offering drinks, cigars, other types of smokables.
I have a whole pocket full of them.
Almost like you're the proud father in a hospital waiting room. The hooded individual at the altar bows to Jude and then to Carlisle. And he makes his way to the group of other hooded individuals until it doesn't take too long before they all disappear.
I was gonna say, I probably know that individual pretty closely, so I'm actually going to like escape this really awkward social interaction, and then B, like also like they're quite elderly, so I'm going to escort them.
Oh, of course, you can
So it's
definitely escort
easy
them over.
for them to walk. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any conversation with them?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a conversation.
Okay. Your choice in individuals is surprising, but it fits your coterie's demeanor, it seems.
Always been a little unorthodox.
Nonetheless, you still get the job.
You know who my sire was, right?
I need not know. I know of your reputation. We are here on the words of the council, and if they speak, we jump leaps and bounds.
Appreciate it.
You should take care with that one. A crooked, decrepit finger pokes out from a robe as it points at Rico. His vitae specifically is on fire.
Noted.
He may be loyal, but he has a streak. Good luck with that one. there is nothing else, progenitor, we shall take our leave for the evening.
By your leave.
They bow. They actually head out of the room, followed by a couple of attendants. If anybody specifically wants to pay attention to them, you don't have to actually make a roll. You can look out the window of the side of the gala main hall that they exited out of, and it seems they have a side boat that's hanging off of the side of this cruiser that they file into, and it starts to head back into the mainland.
Oh, Luke. What do you think?
I'm glad Rico got the respect he deserved, but I don't get the cards. Do you know what's up with that?
The tarot cards, they're just... Well, we all learn eventually what those mean.
Yeah, my girlfriend in middle school knew them all, but I didn't really pay attention.
Each one of these ceremonies is different. Each family is a little different.
Are you gonna do this thing at some point?
I'm of the blood, but I'm not necessarily. They acknowledge me as cousin, as I am right. But it is their quote. Just like the Three Monkeys is my haven, they have theirs.
Yeah. Luke just looks to Javier to see what he's doing.
Javier's listening to the conversation.
Feeling rather uncomfortable, Luke.
Yeah, this is a little bit odd. I didn't think I'd say that after the last one, but this one is on its own way.
This was relatively tame, Mr. Lennox. They didn't even have any wraiths.
Are they able to hear like now? Like right now? Are there any of those like here right now, like the ghost thing?
Oh.
None that I brought with me.
Oh.
They can always be about them.
Would you like me to call one?
No, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Rico, yeah, you got. Congrats.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. It is a great honor. What you may not realize, Luke, is that being extended familially, while not being an actual member of the family, is rather meaning.
And exceedingly rare.
Tonight, Rico Suede died and Rico Scarlato was born.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Rico.
Thank you, CJ. I appreciate everything that you guys have done for me, and I will do my absolute darndest to honor that.
You've earned it all. You've stepped up more times than I can count on two hands. You have handled our business without question. You go to any lengths and measures to get the job done. And that's all that Jude ever asks. You've helped maintain the hospital exterior. You've maintained a low profile. You have not drawn attention that has been unwanted. I can keep blowing smoke up your ass, but I highly doubt.
I have enough cigars to do that for about a week.
Yes, yes. But
Javier is going to interrupt. Enough of that. Let's find something red and viscous. Somebody. He's going to motion for an attendant.
you can easily find an attendant that has Paite on tap, practically.
So Javier is going to grab one off the tray and toast Rico.
I will grab one in order to accept the toast.
You have about 20 to 25 individuals that just see this and at the same time also seek out attendance and pick up a class at the same time, and you hear Enzo 2 groups away, speech from the ballast one, speech, and everybody starts fucking laughing.
So I will drink based upon the toast, and then I will go, I got a better idea. And I wander over to the orchestra pit, and I borrow a violin from one of the people.
Happily,
and
they
rather
over.
than giving a speech, I perform.
What are you playing?
I'm gonna start with Riverboat Fantasy by David Wilcox. I am going to rouse the blood to activate Fata Morgana.
Would you care to enlighten us as to the actual effect that you want to show off?
So I get a little hungry. It takes a little bit of effort, being the first real time I've done this. But as I am playing, whatever song I am playing, I have appearing in front of everyone who is visible to me, a 3D, in this case it is just visual, image of like Riverboat Fantasy. It's a riverboat and a guy in the back of it playing a banjo. When I switch to like Devil Goes Down to Georgia, it's the devil playing a violin on a tree stump in the middle of the woods. And I'm just literally creating visualizations of what I am playing. And everyone like would see it as if it was absolutely real. It's not a mirage, it's not an illusion, it's as far as they can tell, an actual thing.
What is the predominant discipline off of that amalgam?
Obfuscate.
Roll me a dexterity and performance and add your points in obfuscation.
Okay. Dexterity and performance, and I have a specialization in fiddle, so that allows
You can add that too.
5, that is 8 dice.
Roll it on up.
5 successes.
5 successes, and the crowd is enamored. They are sucked in. Even members of your own coterie, unless they are choosing to attempt to see through something that obviously isn't photography or, some Disney light show. They obviously know something is going on, but they can't explain it at the moment. Is anybody
What's the roll?
choosing? Okay. What is the contested roll off of that?
Hold on, I just gotta look that up. Give me 2 seconds.
But for the rest of the crowd, shoulder to shoulder, getting sucked into the performance.
In the meantime, one of the songs I play, and I specifically say this one's for Luke over there, I play Lady in Red. And, you know, just some lady in red who's basically trying to seduce, you know, a young pup. I can have so much fun with this.
You weren't there for the last one, but that's appropriate, being that how the last dinner went with the family.
Mm.
Trying to find this damn book.
I got it. I'm looking it up.
Now that I got the book, I should be able to find it really fast. Fata Morgana, if someone wants to intelligence plus awareness against the manipulation and against my manipulation.
Probably not gonna get it. You said intelligence and awareness?
Intelligence and awareness against my manipulation and presence. It's a contested.
Is,
I got 5. I crit.
Oh yeah, you would have beat me. I can't even.
is anybody else rolling in contention?
Javier's enjoying himself. He's just watching the show.
Yeah.
Luke's drinking as much Vitae as he can, as fast as he can.
Well,
They
everyone's
are free
distracted.
and they are ever flowing. It seems every time you finish a glass, you turn around and there's somebody else that's walking around magically with a tray that has 5 or 6 fresh ones on it. In and out of the kitchen. In and out of the kitchen.
And I'm going to have one of the songs I'm going to play is I Fought the Law and the Law Won. I'm going to dedicate it to the Putanescas, to Enzo. And it's basically going to be like a giant of a man with a big G on his belt fighting a little wee guy with a P.
You do get a good laugh out of them. And since Jude was the only individual that attempted to see past this, you do see the crowd literally getting sucked into his performance. But from your vantage point, it's just a guy playing a violin.
I sense that there's a little bit more going on. I am versed in like aspects and that, but I wanted to make sure I have a level head and I'm seeing things for what they are.
Absolutely. Javier,
And
you see that woman with the pencil skirt and business jacket come up to CJ, puts his arm around him, kisses his cheek, and he escorts her over to you. Javier, may I present my sire, Annalisa Scalia Milliner.
Madam Milliner, mucho gusto.
As to you, a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Likewise.
I heard you're opening a business.
Yes. Reconquista Arms and Armaments. We'll be taking custom orders soon, if you are interested.
I am very surprised to see someone of your lineage being open about dealing with firearms in the United States, but it is a welcome change from past practices.
New times demand new tactics.
I only inquire because my child has informed me, and I do have a vested interest in several other stocks of extended family of ours in Europe. if you've ever heard of the Koenigs.
Ah, yes, I have, as a matter of fact. I am looking for one such individual to run the operation primarily. I have resources, but not the skill, is the matter.
Well, perhaps my child can put us in touch, and in the next couple of evenings, you and I can exchange contacts, and we can avail that situation for you. Obviously,
Excellent.
for a stake in your company, of course.
Of course. Would expect nothing less.
Very well. Carlisle shall make the arrangements. It was a pleasure, and might I say, it's quite a dashing hat.
Thank you. I hope you have a lovely evening.
You as well. She would turn again to Carlisle, whisper something into his ear, and then pick a glass up from its tray and head over to a different crowd of people.
I would wait and watch her walk away and look back towards CJ and say, appreciate the introduction, cousin.
Well, you are following through with your promises, and I have to commend you on that. In the beginning, I was highly questionable about your intentions. However, with the lack of one promise remaining, you've come through with flying colors, and hopefully the Mr. White business will soon come to an end.
Yes. Rather quickly now.
I hope so. And you would see him reach for a phone on his hip. Please excuse me.
Of course, cousin.
He steps away and he takes a call for a couple of seconds, and he holds a finger up to you, and he heads over to Jude. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Cousin Jude, I have a moment.
Sure. What's up?
You informed me several evenings ago that you wanted me to reach out to the Ivory Tower as far as their formalities with attacks.
Oh yeah, what they think that we owe them.
Well, at this point, they feel we are in debt. Since it's been several months since Elysium, and we have yet to pay anything. So they're actually instituting interest on it.
How quaint. Have you tried spitting in an envelope and sending it to them?
Well, I would not dare rub your reputation and give them the satisfaction of having any of our saliva in their greedy hands. However, we are holding steadfast, and it seems they are slowly losing patience over our testicular fortitude.
It's fine. I'm not really concerned.
Just wanted to keep you apprised of the situation in case they actually decide to crow a set and put physicality into it.
Yes, it's good that we know where their head is.
Anything that you would wish to follow up on?
Just like always, if there's anything significant that's going on with them that we should know about.
The only thing that stands out to me at this time is they haven't changed their tone at all. and we haven't heard hide or hair from anybody in court. It's kind of a blessing, but also kind of a curse.
We can always ask our witch friends if they have heard anything as well. And
Yes.
Lucas can see if you can talk to Benny for any information regarding that.
I will definitely follow up on that for you. Anything else you can think of?
Stay diligent.
Trying my best.
Also, enjoy tonight. It's not often that we get to blow off steam. Don't waste it.
Unfortunately, cousin, in your service, I keep similar hours to catering staff in that when everybody else is partying, I'm actually working, and vice versa, but I appreciate the sentiment.
That wasn't a polite request.
I understand.
I'll walk off.
Sara, what are you doing right now?
Basically, looking for a dance partner. Rico. Would you like to dance?
Yes, having finished his performance and handed the violin back to the actual person he borrowed it from, he gives a bow and steps down from the wherever the playing area is.
Heavy applause. Heavy applause all over the place. Heavy applause.
Try the deal. And yeah, when they start playing the whatever music they end up playing, I will gladly dance with you.
The band does take over again, and you start to hear the tones of Ave Maria
Oh god.
in a nice
Can't dance to that.
slow waltz tempo.
Dun, 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 dun.
Can I get back to the group? Someone needs to pull CJ in for a dance.
Hey Luke, go dance with CJ.
Coincidentally, TJ is nowhere to visibly be found. Soon after his conversation with Jude, he seemed to have taken off into the kitchen area. Business is business. But even though business is business, something that was long overdue has finally been attained by a member of our coterie. And as the scene pans out, you would see Sara and Rico dancing, fading away, and individuals also dancing around them. The shot would pan out to the top of the boat, as for the rest of the evening, it's chartered. A moon held high, shining above it. And that's where we're going to close this story for this evening. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And please, stay tuned afterwards for a very special announcement concerning mental health. It is something that stands out in this day and age, and it is not something to be put off to the wayside. Right now, we're going to go around the table as we normally do and get our highs, lows, and noms for the evening. Let's start with the skittish this evening. Lucas.
Okay, I suppose highs. First off, it was kind of a really cool scene. I appreciate all the prep work our ST put into the whole tarot card deal. Really cool moment, really cool focus for this session. Low is... I can't really think of anything. I guess the only thing is just that kind of self-doubting of thing I maybe took up too much room in the beginning of the session, but I kind of don't believe that. So I'm gonna take the rude way out and just say I don't really have it low. And I guess for my nom, I'll pick Rico. He thought of a really creative way to make the scene uniquely about him. He didn't just like slot his character into the scene. He like made his character work with the scene. So I kind of appreciate that, and it's a really good role playing thing.
Thank you, sir.
Nice. Javier.
High for me was definitely the Koenig connection. That's a big deal. Looking forward to furthering that. Don't really have a low. Great session. No notes, as they say. As far as the MVP goes, man, it's tough. It's always tough. But I gotta give it to Jude, mostly because in spite of being the host, the center of attention, it is still with disdain that you show so well, and I love watching that. It's great.
Still in his lab coat. You know.
Yeah,
Like,
everyone
let's
gives
get
shit.
this shit over with.
Everyone gives shit to Mark about like not dressing up and like totally would not even dare say anything about Jude.
Not even close.
Not in the world.
Speaking of which, Jude. Hello and now.
Yeah, high, playing with you guys all the time is real fun. High is we got to explore stuff that's not PvP. That's not no, we got to really gel. It was really fun. We got to see interesting aspects of all of our characters, and that's really cool. The only low is like Jude is the most boring when he gets his way. It's like can like fuck off and not be the center of attention or like be very social. Yeah, my nom, y'all did great. Gotta roll a d4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right.
Down to a roll to die.
Yeah, I mean, I could give it to anybody. Yeah, Rico, you got it, which is great because like we said before, you really made that scene your own, and then you have a new name now. It's really cool and part of the group. So
Absolutely. Sara.
The high was to see a little bit more of the family and how the family interacts with each other, and seeing CJ's nemesis Enzo from the story. There was an episode where CJ told Sara and Blanka a story about his beginnings, his origins. And so I put those two together, but I could be wrong.
You're not far off.
Rarely am. As far as the low, it was a quiet episode, but it was really necessary. And so every time that we do these ones, we want to make sure that we bring across the right points and further the story later on. Just like any book that you read, there's chapters that need to get you from one place to another. This is one of those, showing Rico's growth, showing Rico's ability to be a member, a full member, and that's always good to see.
Yes.
As far as nom, I was actually going to say Javier. He spoke more this time than I've heard in a long time.
And finally, we come to the guest of honor.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so I have several. The fact that Rico finally got his colors, as we've been calling it. So I'm now, I'm officially a member of the party and or the family. And the cool part is that, as we said, I'm not actually a family member, but I'm kind of a family member, and that's a significant thing. So Rico does not take that at all lightly. The fact that you burn the fucking card. You actually burned it's like, holy shit, it's on fire. And I did like the masks, the fact that they were the I don't know if people know this, but there's a Japanese thing about where if you take broken ceramics and you put it together with gold, putting it back together, it's an actual like art form. So the fact that, and it's like, wow, that's kind of cool. So I thought that was a neat twist. Lows, not really any. It was a quiet episode, but considering the last episode, this being quiet is really necessary. And my mom's going to go to Jude just because I do love the fact that we're just starting. And he's looking at his watch. It's fucking awesome. It's like his character summed up in one action. So, yeah, that's the way I looked at it.
Very nice, very nice. My high this evening had to be 2 vantage points specifically from you guys. One from Luke, and the other from Sara. And even though there was not a lot of interaction out of those two, the expressions on their faces and the questions that they asked not only other people, but each other, showed the type of event that this portrayed. And even though it's not a coterie as a whole that is primarily focused on Hecata politics, it shows that the Hecata is more than stereotypes and can go into multiple facets. Even if you're not of the blood, it just goes into beliefs. So specifically for that, I am very happy that they portrayed that end of it. My only low was we couldn't include more people on here. However, there shall be other episodes. My nomination has to go to Jude because, again, his personality points and his demeanor, again, if he stands out in a crowd, it's not that he's the most poignant. He is the complete opposite of that, but he still knows how to captivate attention. So specifically for that, I always find that aspect of him highly entertaining. All right, everybody. So, as usual, mark off your points. By basic math, Jude would be getting 3 points. And we will see everybody else on the next episode of Prince William by Night, Night Shift.
Doodles.
Have a pleasant evening, everybody.
Hello, my name is Trevor Chapman, and I play Rico Suede on Prince William by Night, The Night Shift. I'm here to remind you that your mental health is a very important thing. We all have problems, and I do mean all of us. I personally have suffered from both clinical depression and suicidal ideation. Sometimes it can be hard to share our issues because we don't want to burden other people, or we're too afraid or ashamed of the things we have done or the feelings that we have to even try to reach out to other people. But friends and family are here for a reason. They would much rather hear that something is happening in your life and help you with it than to find out too late that they didn't even know and they couldn't even try. If you feel that you can't talk to your friends or family, there are other resources available for you to talk to. Please take advantage and reach out to them. There is no need for you to go through this alone. We all need help sometimes. There is absolutely no reason to feel ashamed or afraid to ask for assistance, especially if you need it right now. If you or someone you know is in crisis, whether they are considering suicide or not, please call the toll-free lifeline at 800-273-TALK to speak with a trained crisis counselor 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline connects you with a crisis center within the Lifeline network that is closest to your location. Your call will be answered by a trained crisis worker who will listen empathetically and without judgment. The crisis worker will work to ensure you feel safe and identify options and information about mental health services in your area. Your call is completely confidential and free. Again, that number is 800-273-8255. If you are unable, unsure, or prefer not to speak in person, text the word NAMI to 741-741 to connect with a trained crisis counselor to receive free 24/7 crisis support via text message. You are not alone. Trained expert advocates are available 24/7 to provide confidential support to anyone experiencing domestic violence or seeking resources or information. Help is available in Spanish as well as other languages. Call the National Domestic Violence Hotline toll-free at 800-799-SAFE. Again, that is 800-799-7233. If you or someone you know has been sexually assaulted, help is available. Call the National Sexual Assault Hotline toll-free 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 800-656-HOPE. Again, that is 800-656-4673. You will be connected with a trained staff member from a sexual assault service provider in your area that offers access to a range of free services. For the Disaster Distress Helpline, call 800-985-5990 or text the word TALK with us to 66746. This helpline provides immediate crisis counseling for people who are experiencing emotional distress due to any natural or human-caused disaster. This multilingual, confidential, and free helpline is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Again, call 800-985-5990 or text TALK with us to 66746.